Level through endless days. CC plays Opera starts day. It's your world now, let's hit play.
Well, hello there. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Appa. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Jane. Anybody I've missed? For some reason, my headphones are playing up again, so I'm just going to have to reconnect. One day, I'll be able to hit the start button on a stream, and everything will go perfectly. But they keep defaulting into the mode where I can't hear myself properly. And I have to keep pressing a button on my headset so I don't feel like I'm talking into a bucket. But there we go. As you'll see, I'm getting a little bit better at this. I load the game first, so you get to see the gameplay rather than the loading screen, because I'm smart like that. If everyone can hear the audio when I click into the actual game, that would be amazing to confirm. Don't know if I can change the stream latency because for some reason it's defaulted to normal, which means there's a heck of a delay. I'm just going to try and edit that before, but if you could hear the music and you can confirm, that would be perfect. I'm not 100% sure if I can actually alter it while I'm on. Maybe not. Why does it not give me the option while it's actually live? Okay, we've got a long delay between what you say and what's happening, so sorry about that. I'm gonna have to really go in and set up all my defaults on this properly because I forget to do it, which isn't really helpful, to be honest. I'm going to just double check that everything's locked, so nothing unlocks itself and moves around on the screen, because we don't want to be showing any DMs, do we? We ain't no gnomes. Oh, that made me jump. Yes, that was scary. Very scary. Spooky celebration. Woohoo, let's go. The day's getting shorter, the night is getting longer. It's time for ghosts and ghost stories. Oh yes, I can pin that, can't I? Give me 2 seconds. Problem with having 2 screens is I always lose my mouse and where that is, especially when I'm in game, which doesn't use the mouse. Pin message. There we go. Message is pinned. Thanks for that, Jane. Plus, we gotta put pumpkins everywhere, and you know, I love pumpkins. I do love pumpkins. I do. I love pumpkin pie. which is quite an unusual thing for a British person to say, but it is amazing, and I'm so jealous. Oh, hi Ken, welcome. I can be nice, as long as you are. Everyone's getting into the spirit of spooky season. Can't decide if I'm starting with tricks or treats. I prefer the treats to the tricks, to be honest. Yeah, I'll go for the treats. Sure doesn't affect anything at all in the game, whatever you choose there. Eek. I'm unconvinced. I was really trying to be scary this year. You can do anything, my Melody. There's plenty of time for you to practice. It can be your spooky celebration activity. Like baking pumpkin treats, putting together a costume, tiny frilly bows. I'm going to have to say this now, aren't I? Researching the anthropological history of autumnal festivals. I did it. You forgot the most important one. Trick or treating. To celebrate, you need to be wearing a spooky outfit. Then just say trick or treat to any of our friends at night. Okay? Yes, at night. Spooky outfit, talk to friends. At night. Yeah. That will let you collect spooky treats, but only 3 every day. Okay, that's like some of the other events then. I can't make them faster than that and still have to celebrate. I still have time to celebrate. What's up? Did I miss something? Nope, just thinking about tricks. This year, I'm going to be scary. I'm scary all year round, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Don't worry, you've got the best teacher around. Happy spooky celebration, everyone. Can they not see I'm on my stream and I'm actually already dressed up for this? You know? Let's see what the goodies are going to be. Let's have a look what they have for sale. Obviously, I don't have any of the things that I need to buy anything yet, but I can buy a hat stack, broom, candelabra, chairs, fireplace, jars, flooring, lectern. Oh, there's lots of good stuff here. None of which I have already. It was when the game started, because obviously there was the cross-platform element of it. A lot of the iPhone Apple users had got all the earlier events and they dropped a load of us PC players all the stuff early on if you bought the additional add-on pack. So a lot of the events you go and you've already got a lot of the different items, which is good because it means you get all the items faster, but it also means it takes a bit of the fun out of collecting them all, which isn't too bad. But and we're out of the screen again. There we are. And we'll go back in because we walked out of the house. Got a ruby diamond magical hat. I haven't got one of those. Do you know, I thought that was a judge's wig and that made me think of Lolcow Court or whatever it was called, because that's what Ken wore in the show. Hiking backpack, and what else have we got? Dark jeans. Okay, I don't have those either. It's got some new items. my usual watering and fertilising of the patch and seeing whether we get any zingy sparkly things. No, not today. My Alexa's just answered in the corner because I said zingy and mine's called Ziggy. Mainly because of my loud drunken neighbours who like to sit in their garden and shout, "Alexa, play this track, play that track," and it wakes mine up all the time. It's so annoying. Where's Kuromi? She's back in the witch's hut. Let me go and see where she is. Yeah, she's there at the minute. I'll take you to see Kuromi. Don't worry about it, Appa. And look, there's even windows for you. There she is. Happy now? Are you happy, Appa? You've seen a window. You've seen Kuromi. Oh gosh, there's that quest that I need to start, isn't there? That it told me don't do it until today because they'd messed it up. I should really check whether there's an update on that in the messages. So hopefully. No, they've deleted the message. Shady. See, there's more windows on this house as well. It's just one thing, I don't think you can add more to the building. You just have to go with how many windows they've got. I think what we'll do is we'll start this quest. We will go over to see Wish Me Mel or Wish Me Al. And if they think I'm walking all that way, they've got another thing coming. I'm lazy, I'm going to go via the mailbox. To be honest, I think it's the only way you can get there unless you go to the waterfall, but either way. There's the bunny in the hat. Hey, thank goodness, what's going on? I've been trying to find the perfect flower for Kuromi. And I got hung up on the type of flower when I should have been thinking about the colour. I have some options for you. Which colour? Which flower would you like? Black Tulia. There we go. I don't think I've got the black ones. No. I know I've got the purple ones. Sure. Got to pick a pot. Alright. So I guess I need to plant one. Well, first I'm going to take one of these things out, for which I will need my trowel, and remove that on. I'm going to remove a bit of a area around it because they tend to propagate if they've got space around them. Not me digging up all the flowers without checking which ones they are. They're all the easy ones to get though, so. And no, we will plant this black tulia seed if I can find it in my inventory. There it is. We'll plant it there because we've got a nice gap around the side. And then I'll take the trowel off, otherwise it will dig it up. And will it let me water it now? Come on, select the right spot. Okay, I'll walk away and try it again. Duck, get out of the way. Look, duck, you're in the way. Duck off. My goodness. Yeah, handy for changing the time of day, but the rest of the time you just get in the way. Why would it? So if I can run over here and get back without him, so it'll let me at least water it. Why doesn't it let me water it? But I've got to talk to her and she'll tell me to water it, and then suddenly I'll miraculously be able to water it. The heck. If she loves the colour, it won't matter what kind of flower it is. Let's plant these seeds. Absolutely. Just... Okay. So now she's telling me that I need to water it. Will it let me actually water it now? Because you see, normally when you do... I'm going to tell this duck to go away. Actually, I can talk to... I think I need to dress up before I talk to them to get my trick-or-treat things. It is night time. Why won't it let me water it? This is so annoying. Is it because I planted it right at the edge? Or is it just because the duck is in my way? This is like that flubby thing I was trying to sort last night. Let me send him on his way and see if that's part of the problem. I'll tell him to go away and then he can come back later. No, it's not letting me select that plot. That's so frustrating. It's just... I wonder if it'll let me click on it if I actually use my mouse instead. Sometimes I have problems with the controller, but it's not letting me do it at all. I don't think it's letting me highlight that plot. I hope that's not going to affect anything. Either way, what I will do is do the whole plot from over here. And it did go dark, so hopefully that's done the bit. There are lots of glitches in this game sometimes. I suspect that one was intentional. And of course, I can always ask this guy to make sure that everything in the meadow is watered too, so I could do that. Definitely doubly watered, and it's all been fertilised as well, so haha. Actually, did I do that? Yeah, everything's done. So now we've got to go and talk to Batsmanu. Where's the mailbox? It's just up here. And we need to go to the resort docks. So that's where he usually is. Yes, he's there. Good. Let me just see whether he's got anything useful for sale today. No, I've got all those. Just talk to him. I think this is going to be the next part of Where's That Fish? It didn't work, but I'm not giving up. Okay. Let's try a different fishing lure. If at first we don't succeed, try another lure. Yeah, okay. How about a prickly puller? What on earth is a prickly puller? I don't think I like the sound of that. Something called a prickly puller sounds intriguing, right? I think that'll entice our fishy friend. I'll see you at the creation station. I knew I was going to have to be the one making this. You don't get anywhere in this game unless you do all the work. All the cute little animals just get you to do all the work. It's a bit like Animal Crossing in that respect. I need to go back over here to the creation station. So cut my ribbons first. Do I need to speak to him first? It's not telling me. Or do I need to just try making one here. So if I start making one of those, what would a prickly puller be? I guess it's going to be one of the cactus cream, maybe? See if that works. Yay, that worked. We got the instructions for it as well. It's all very strange. Oh, I need to give that to him, I guess. Aha, I knew you could do it. Well, you know, I'll do everything else, mate. I'll give it a test and I'll get back to you. Seriously, I make it and he's not even... I feel like I've been scammed here. Definitely been scammed. It's not going to even let me see what it is. Look, am I really going to have to wait till tomorrow to get the next instalment of Where's the Blooming Fish? I do, don't I? Right. I've got to grow and collect a black flower for Chromie, so that's going to take at least until tomorrow. It is big ball. Definitely. Big Wall are always out to get us. Right, so I need to go and give Pomperim something. Catch any critter. I can do that around here, that's easy enough to do. I'll go and catch this little wriggly dude, the Catacreeper, which gives me a spooky treat. So that's that task done. I need to give 4 gifts to friends. I tend not to give wish me Mel stuff that often now because it uses up all my rare candles, because those are the things she likes. That's why she takes so long to level up to level 20. I'll go and see Pomperin and give him something nice. And then I should... I wonder if I can actually do trick or treat with him now. I'll try that first. Because I've got wings on, I'm sort of dressed up, kind of. Trick or treat. Yay! So I've got my daily treats, and now I can actually give him something in return. I'll give him a Panicle Stack cake, because I've got 8 of those. If it actually counts as giving him the gift. That might actually get the whole gift giving thing out of the way. If I give him his regular daily gift, that'll do the other task as well. And he likes Mama's puddings, which are a bit creepy because they look like him. And I don't know if that was a bit dark on the behalf of Pomperin's Mama. She likes to eat a pudding that looks like her son. Or am I thinking too much into that? So it's one of the things that, you know, parents say to the kids when they're playing "I'm going to eat you up" sort of thing when you play monsters, but maybe she took the gag a little bit too far and decided to create an edible version of her son. Yeah, I'm thinking too much into this, aren't I? I have a Noel here without a hat. What if I got a lot of hats? There we go. I'll give him one of them. There we are. Whee! So we've completed that task. Need to visit Peckle at the town hall. We're actually not too far away, but I'm going to take the lazy route. He's usually there at the night. Then again, he's there during the day, isn't he? Ah. Okay, even though he's not there, I can still complete that task. And there we go off to the wheat flour area. But you know what? I can't change into a flubby, can I? Because I still have no flubbies. The cruel irony of this game, the one animal that I want to turn into and I can't do it. So I don't have 10 flubbies to make a wand, and I don't even have one flubby to know what they look like or where to find them. But we'll get there. We're here at night now, so I know that they spawn in the mornings. I just need to try and find out where they spawn. Still academic now because I don't have the task for it. At the moment, I don't know what they watched on this live or in general. I'm nowhere near getting monetized or anything. I think it's 400 and something I've got, and I need to get to 3,000. We're way off for that. We'll get there slowly. I keep stopping and starting my channel, you see, as I change what sort of content I cover, so I'm not surprised that my watch hours aren't anywhere near where they need to be yet. Yeah, I think I'm on about 400 and something. So I did true crime and things beforehand, and then I just stopped doing anything at all. So until I get that marker that you need to be able to apply, I've got my copy app linked at the bottom, and it's in the pinned comment if anyone ever wants to contribute. It's not compulsory, I'm just glad that people are here watching. So, do I need to actually change in front of her, or do I need to just change in general? That's the question. Let's change into this little chap. I don't think I've used this one very often. Yeah, it's so slow catching up. You do a 2 hour stream and you've had all the views, and then you can't see for 2 days minimum, I think it is, before it catches up. I think it's probably so that they know that the views are genuine and you've not been botted, so they don't count those. So I think I got botted the other night. I don't know why anyone would want to bot me, but I had lots of views, and I had a couple of hundred more likes than I had views when the figures updated. So I think something strange happened then. Because how can more people click like than view it? I don't get it. So when Gemini started doing his, he was waiting a long time for his watch hours to go up. And he knew from back end that he'd got the hours, but he couldn't apply until it actually registered. It's a bit frustrating. I'm a way off having to worry about that though. Okay, we don't seem to have anything to collect over here now. Back to my quests list. Right, that one I'm waiting on. Need to make deliveries to my Melody. Yeah, I say I used to have a different channel name completely on it. So it used to be Crime and Crochet, because I did crime while I hang on, no, I'll have to re-say that. I watched crime content while I was crocheting. I didn't actually commit crimes. I just wanted to correct the record. But after a while I wasn't doing the true crime content and I never did anything with crochet, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna rebrand completely. So I changed to CC Plays because the handle was actually available. And I couldn't believe it, but that was available, because there's other channels that have got numbers after them as the same name, but I managed to get it on here, on Twitch. No, I got it on Twitter as well. Sorry, X. And the email address was available, so I was quite shocked. So we'll go off to see. I always pressed the wrong button on this. That's what happens a lot in this stream. Is the audio okay on this? I'm not 100% sure that it's not overlapping a little bit. Sometimes when it gets ever so slightly out of kilter. Right, I'll give her 3 of these. That's the one thing I keep forgetting to do, is do the weekly tasks. Actually, I didn't actually look at the furniture when I was in there, did I? No, there's nothing funky that I want there, so... It's always in this area that the music seems to overlay a little bit, but I don't know if it's the game or whether it's... I don't know if it's the overlapping in that area or not. I'm going to go into the water so the music changes and then I can work out whether my audio is messed up again. There's a little tiny reverb on that, isn't there? That means something isn't quite in key with each other. Let me have a look at this. You're going to get no music at all. So it usually means something's got like a millisecond behind. Oh, it might even be just on my end. That's even worse. I'm getting extra input on that. I don't know where that's coming from. Sorry about this. I put that back to what it was. There's something very weird going on with the audio. Does it sound fine on your side? That's fine, I can cope with it then. Just so it drives everyone crazy. It's probably because I'm hearing my desktop and the audio at the same time and it's just ever so slightly out of sync. But it's nothing I can change on this side, unfortunately. Full cut. Right, okay. So... let's clear all these little notifications so it doesn't stop telling you about them. I think we're good there. Oh, thanks, Ken. Don't tend to check until after, so thank you very much. Believe it or not, it's the only app that works in the UK across the board, so much appreciated. Okay, where do we go? That's a nice attitude to have, Ken, because there's so many who just think, oh yeah, they're a small creator. why should I help? But you know how important it is. Actually makes you want to keep doing it. I mean, the way I do my channel is I'm just sharing what I love with my audience rather than, particularly creating a end product. But, I enjoy doing it, and people come and watch me, and I just chat about stuff and try not to swear at this time of day, because I know it's early in the States and children might be around. Ooh, do we have the Kuromi sofa? Yeah. Well, I'm sure at some point things can all smooth over. I know a lot of it was characters literally clashing over there that caused a lot of the rifts between people, but I know the real other person, and people know who you are, so I'm quite happy to just let people make their own choices. I know there was a lot of beef between you and them, but I also saw how a heck of a lot of it got blown out of all proportion for Canteen. So I don't hold anything against anybody. So at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to make a living on the platform, and the absolute dogpiling on one person one week and somebody else the next is just got to stop, because it's not good for anybody's mental health. If the person we're talking about has had it more than anybody, some people say that they deserve it, but nobody deserves a level of hate from people who've never met them. They don't know the first thing about them. They only see the character that's presented on the screen, and no, they're the same people. Yeah. Fat Cat was quite surprising for a lot of people how both tall and wide some people were, because I finally understood what the iceberg thing meant when I saw some of the other people there, thinking, wow, we only ever see your face, you really are the size of a small planet. But I'm not one to judge people on their weight. So when you only ever see somebody on a screen and they're sat at their desk, they're on the camera, they've got the microphone in front of them, you don't really see them. You just faced with how they present. And then they stand up and you realise that they're quite tall, like you can. 6'5", wow. Same height as my best friend who died a couple of years ago. Boy, that guy was huge. And he was huge weight-wise as well until he lost a lot of weight. You know, I go to give him a hug and to say goodbye to him, I'd be barely even coming up to his chest. It was... And I'm not tiny, I'm 5'6", so I'm not like... I'm not a Becky-sized person, no, but I'm, you know, quite tall for a woman, I suppose, but... Did I actually dig that thing up then? I don't think I did. I got distracted because I was talking. I'm going back over there. I need to go and find that thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, everybody judges everybody behind a screen, whether they can see what they look like or they can't. Yeah. I'm not prepared to ever show my real face on camera. Not that I'm scared of what other people are going to say about me. I just don't need that negativity in my life, because I could look like Stevie Nicks or Attila the Hun, and there'll still be people who'll just mock and judge me on how I look. So... Yeah, there's so many people who just get attacked on how they look rather than what they say. And I thought having a character on the screen rather than just being a voice gave people something to look at rather than just hearing my voice. Plus I get to do fun things with it for like Halloween, like dress up, or Pirate Day when I had my pirate hat on. Ah, thanks Atba. Explained to Gemini earlier the reason why I never show myself on camera. It's because of somebody in my real life that I don't ever want to find me on YouTube, so I don't use my name, I don't use my real image. Because this was literal high-level stalking stuff. Finding somebody through 3 house moves is a little bit excessive. So when they find all your social media within 24 hours of you creating a new account and let you know that they're there, you think, right, okay, if I'm going to go on YouTube, I'm not having my real name anywhere near it. People used to call me Cece because I was crime and crochet and it was faster to say, so that's what I went with. Far too many strange people on the internet that just want to cause drama for other people, go in real life and causing all that BS. I'm not afraid of how I look. I just sometimes don't want to make the effort to do my hair, put on makeup, to switch on the camera. I can just switch on my avatar. I can be dressed to go out somewhere, or I can be dressed in my pyjamas like I am now. Nobody ever sees anything. Yeah, I wouldn't want to look into anybody for real life things unless there was like a legal matter that needed looking into. I mean, you needed the details to serve somebody or whatever, but you know, that's the only circumstances where I feel it's acceptable. But I wouldn't be going there putting their private details out there on the internet. I wouldn't be turning up at their house, and I wouldn't be sending them pizzas that I haven't paid for just to mess with them. You know, why do people do that? Why is it so funny to send pizzas to somebody's house? Because the person who you send the pizzas to isn't going to pay for them because they didn't order them, and the only person that you're actually going to hurt is the person who runs the business, because you're literally messing with somebody else's livelihood. You know, it's what putting bread on their table. Yeah, and having somebody so scared to leave the house because you keep threatening to pull up on them. You know, it's not the sort of thing I can support. No, I don't like all these videos where people mask who they are to try and intimidate creators because they think it's fun and they think they somehow have earned a conversation with them. You know, if you know what I'm referring to there, you'll see it. Yeah, exactly. People do it to Boogie all the time. You know, it's part and parcel of being a public figure, but and I'm sure his court case didn't help. Of what happened, because that made his address public. I don't know whether he was having those issues before that, and it doesn't help when your boss decides to tell people to spam his address in the chat to send him brooms. You know? Even if you'd agreed to that, it's not a good idea. Yeah, let's send him like 180 brooms over the space of a couple of days. 1, why? 2, okay, it was quite funny, but there's a lot of very dangerous people out there who, having got that address, might think, right, I'm going to turn up at his house and do something unimaginable. And, you know, who's to blame in that scenario? Oh, well, I got his address during one of their lives. Because his boss told everybody to send him brooms, but I didn't like what he said, so, yeah. It's possible. Yeah, brooms, bananas, pizzas, yeah, it's... Why? What is the point of it? I know it's, you know, conteen, but these are people's lives. If he lived on his own, it's a different story, but he lives with housemates and his fiancée. So he's not just putting Boogie's life in danger, he's putting Desi's and his roommates' lives in danger. For what? For what at the end of the day? Yeah, it's Boogie. He's made himself into this figure of amusement. You know, he leans into it, he plays this role, but if he ever really considered the implications this could actually have on his real life, you know, it could literally be the end for him. Sorry, Jonah, I hadn't quite read what you were saying then. Sweeping. Oh yeah, I know. He was to do with the sweeping. mean, I got the joke because, you know, why they were doing it, but, you know, the real life implications are just, I can't even bear to think about. Yeah, and someone does it just for lols, you know, turns up at your house and, you know, TPs your house. What are other people gonna do? Sure, it's funny, but they're supposed to all be grown-ups. Sorry, gone on a bit of a rant here, haven't I? More of these comics, which are pointless once you've got them. I was moaning about this on my live. I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't. And people keep telling me off for saying I can't because I can't say I can't with your accent, but I try. Doesn't sound right in my accent. But it's that section of YouTube where they got successful around 2008, and it was what fans wanted then. They liked all the manufactured BS and, you know, doing all the crazy stuff, and I suppose a lot of the audience who's grown up with them haven't really grown up and still find it funny. Oh my gosh, no, can you imagine that? Gemini, you'd literally... Why would you dox yourself and do that sort of stuff? You know, so that was so dangerous to do. Oh yeah, we're gonna have this live stream and you're gonna be selling all these brooms for me, and more people are gonna have to have your public address to be able to come and buy stuff. You don't know who's gonna turn up at your house. You don't know who's got a grudge against him because he said something stupid about them 10 years ago. And they think, right, I know where he lives now. I'm gonna go and buy a broom and, you know, put it where the sun don't shine, or something worse. Just dangerous. I mean, I've never really spoken to him, but I just feel sorry and not sorry for him in equal measure, mostly. Because I know a lot of it he brings on himself, but he's just so broken now. He's prepared to do whatever. It's keeping his house there and providing for his partner and stuff, so... I just found it really sad when he went to that comic convention or whatever it was a gaming convention, and you had to live stream it, and there was with the TTS on. And all those people are shouting all those horrible things at him about, you know, that it shouldn't be around children, and all the people that he would have previously gone to dinner with because, you know, they're his peer group from YouTube and whatever, and people were shunning him because of the cancer arc, and so he had to do it. and be paying 30% of what was made there. I just can't imagine what would have happened if somebody had been walking past and heard one of these accusations and gone and lamped him on because they thought that was actually real and didn't realise it's just the TTS thing. But he's fallen a long way. I didn't even really know who he was at all till I think it was midsummer during the Cancer Arc thing, but I even heard of him. I've got all his ego. I didn't even know who Keemstar was until he had Foodie Beauty up on panel back in December. And I actually had to ask somebody, well, what's the channel? Because I was searching Keemstar and nothing was coming up. So yeah, you're famous, mate, but you're only famous in a very, very small community. But still has an ego the size of a small planet. Hi K-Bears, how you doing, girl? Kids had a good day. Hopefully they behave for you tonight, not going to drive you too nuts. Yeah. Be nice to Ken, K-Bears. He's behaving, so he's here. And he sent me coffee app, so he can stay. I'm going to brag my kindergarten student tests as a second grader, my first grader tests as a second. Wow, that's good. You're doing something right. Proud mama, hey? Now, is there anything else I need to do in this game today? Oh, no. That's got to wait till tomorrow. I need to go and visit the fluffy thing, whatever she's called, Flower Fairy, and give her gifts, because that'll unlock another task moving forward. My kids are all grown up now. Well, pretty much. Youngest is in college, middle one's in college, and the elder one is graduated 5 years ago, so from university. So I don't have all the badgering of have you done your homework, or we don't have to get uniforms ready. Oh wow, youngest is a COVID baby. Well, there's a lot of children that were born. So everybody was home and they didn't have anything to do. And the ones who didn't come up with that plan of what to do, they weren't planning to have more children, broke up because they suddenly realised that they couldn't stand being in the same space as each other 24 hours a day. Happened to so many people I know. You know, but for myself and my husband, it was just like business as usual because we're both home together all the time, so it's no different for us. But yeah, couples who I knew that had been together for, you know, a decade longer broke up because they were under each other's feet the whole time. Yeah, COVID it was. It's literally either divorce or kids. Our youngest, we start high school in the UK at the age of 11. So they go up from what we call primary school to high school at 11. And when they started, it was during the lockdowns. So his end of primary school was under lockdown. That was all a homeschool. His start of high school was all under lockdown as well. First week or so of that was they were still, I think it was first couple of months actually. They all did the working at home, online lessons and things. And then you blink and suddenly he's finished high school now and is at college, and he's just had such a strange educational experience. And then they think all the kids are, you know, behind, and it's, yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, that's the thing, you just want your kids to do better than you. My eldest did uni, got a degree, and I never did it. Wasn't that I particularly wanted to. There was just nothing that I particularly wanted to commit to study for 3 years at that stage, so I decided to just start working. I do regret it now, but my life wouldn't have been anything like what it was if I'd gone to university. It would have probably taken a completely different path. Maybe it would have been better, maybe it would have been worse, but you know, you don't know with these things. It's really not a lot. Really not a lot I can do at the moment. See if there's any interesting furniture on the game that I can't do without taking a photograph of my screen, because it does a sort of spot the difference game, and you've got to see the item that wasn't there when it started and pick the right one. My memory's like a sieve, unless it's for something unimportant, in which case I'll remember it for years. Someone says, "Yep, Cece, you got to remember this, that, this and the other," and I'm like, okay, it was this, and what was it again? But if you ask me about somebody's minor indiscretion that they did 15 years ago, like, yeah, I remember they did that. That's why. And I can remember the perfect details of it. Why is that? trying to think of what I can do now in the game, because I've done all my daily stuff that I can do. I've given her as many gifts as I can for the level. I'm not going to be able to level her up until who knows when. That's at least a couple of days. Yeah, I think that the LCU, I'm going to just try and get somewhere where the music's chill and not going to change too much. I think the LCU has built itself expecting that it's just going to create all these viral moments, but it's all in this very small bubble. And you can tell that because there's not a lot of people who actually react to any of it. You know, you get a couple of people who clip things and put them together. I mean, Lebrowski's excellent. He calls everybody there, well, mainly Keemon, out on his BS, but nobody really cares about it. Yeah. It's a very strange little universe that's built on creating these hosts, but calls itself a lolcow universe when they're actually turning a lot of people into lolcows rather than actually getting lolcows. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a group of people who are desperate for money and will just do anything to get that dollar. But, you know, there's stuff you can react to, but they do absolutely crazy stuff every day. It's very problematic, and I'm trying to be diplomatic here. Some of the things that are done there and the things that have come out about different hosts within the company, for want of a better word, and things that have been swept under the rug and that they knew about and didn't take any action on. You know, like things that happened with, I'm not going to say the name because they were a child when it happened, but you know, they're a grown man now, and it wasn't that long ago what they did, and him trying to pretend that he didn't know anything about it. And you've had that person around your other members of staff at events, and you knew about it. You knew about it before Fat Camp, and you allowed the person who had done that to another human being to come to an event and do who knows what because they have a major temper. You know, it's not that under control if they didn't go and trash the hire car that they got. What would have happened if something had actually triggered him in front of a person and he'd lashed out? You know, would he have just said that was a bit? You know, what happened with Rings and Kelly? You witnessed that in real time. Why was nothing ever done about that? Okay, Kelly didn't want to press charges. But this was broadcast out to thousands of people on a live stream. And the cameras just kept rolling. And then lying to the Texas police. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the future over there for anybody, to be honest, because there's a lot of people who are hungry to do well and, you know, make that dollar, but at the cost of what? Their respect, their reputation as a human being. That, yeah, that's just my thoughts. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't think I'd want to surround myself with people who are okay with that, because what's that say about them? I wouldn't expect you to say anything, Ken, but, you know, must be hard to have been there through all that, because surely you had your own opinions about events at Fat Camp that you couldn't really voice because it wasn't the line that they were going with. I have no idea how many of these jemmies I've got now. I've probably got lots and lots and lots. I don't really have a great use for many of them at the minute. I just need actual gems. Give me the gems. Give me all the gems. Can't move. I'm trying to work out what did I miss? Why would you move? But you can't move. You can't. Ugh. Yeah. Right, so things happened, yeah. Of course. Yeah, I know. There's certain things and you've got you. And I wouldn't expect you to say anything, but must have just been a tricky time for everybody. So we only see what's presented in front of the camera. Of course, lots of things go on behind the scenes as well, which is why I always say you shouldn't just judge people that you see on a screen who you've never met or have had very little to do with or have got to know. I can be a preachy moo bag sometimes. I can be opinionated on a lot of things, but it's just because I can see through some stuff and see what's really going on in some situations, and I don't want to come by and get everybody just getting along, but you know, it's got to come a point where everyone just buries their grievances and just agrees to coexist. Stop dogging on each other all the time. That's what we've got over here. We all take the absolute mick out of each other, but we're allowed to do it. It's like a dysfunctional family dynamic that we've got here. We're allowed to rip the pee out of each other, but Nobody else is. Somebody outside's ripping the pee, and we'll go, no, we'll go full ham on them, but... It's like a... call Gemini certain things in the chat, and you know, if somebody else was saying that sort of stuff, I'd go off on them, but we just all tease each other and take the Michael. There's still a bit I need to do around here that I haven't quite worked out where the pattern is for it. So the patterns for doing these things are generally around, I think. See, you can't fire a trowel at a lamppost. You've got to have your wand on, and you've got to have a coloured wand on. And I don't think you can fire a mouse at it either, so... Oh, just let me have a drink a moment. Oh sure, I'm the same. I'm always one of these people that it's better to have on your side. It's not that I'll do anything, you know. If I decide I don't like somebody, I'm not gonna turn around and decide that they're a great person sometime down the line. And if you've come after somebody that I love, or you know, it's close to me, I have my hackles up constantly until you prove otherwise. Because I will go to war for somebody if I believe in what they're fighting anyway. I'm not a violent person, I'm not a IRL type person. I'm just me, and you know, if you have my back, I'll have yours. Don't judge on colour of skin, religion, anything at all. If you prove yourself to be an idiot, I'll treat you accordingly. Oh, come on, hit those things. Why are you not hitting that? Thank you. I might not even have the right colour gems on yet. It doesn't help that this doesn't stay on the same one that you're on. It resorts itself, so I end up forgetting which colour. Oh, that was handy. That means we only have one more to do, and then we get a wheat flower gem. Ooh. Yay! We did it. That's it, K-Bears. You know, we don't expect everybody to be kumbaya, but just get along. You know. You know, nobody's ever going to get to the stage where, you know, they're, you know, best friends, you know, on each other's Christmas card list, but all this negative stuff, it just gets you down in the end. There's no point to it. It really does not. I can't get that gem yet because I don't have that wand. This is the fabled opal one that I'm trying to get. I can't find it. that's it. As a vet yourself, you understand that what hate can do in the world. You know, when there's conflict between countries. You know, I'm not comparing that to YouTube because it's not at all on that scale at all and not as important, but you know, none of this YouTube stuff is worth dying over. None of it's worth ending up in therapy because people roll up to your house. It's, you know, it's just what this platform's allowed to happen so far. It's created all these parasocial relationships where people who have never had anything to do with that person in their real life suddenly feel that they know everything there is to know about a creator just because of what they've seen on screen. You know, when you look past what's the act, you find out that there's actually decent people underneath. You know, people have their flaws. And I'm not saying that the person that we're talking about in this instance hasn't got flaws. Because they have. We all have. But, you know, we're all human beings at the end of the day. You know, nobody wants to be afraid to switch on their computer and look at their YouTube analytics or their comment section and see all the hate all the time. You know? Who wants to see that? Honestly. Who wants to log into a Discord where every time you do and it shows that you're typing, all the hate messages start up and nobody does anything about it? It's going to get to anybody. I've been through similar with a person in real life that I was almost afraid to switch on the computer and have a look at my notifications because whether this person had, you know, found my new account and had messaged me. You know, it's much smaller scale, but it's... I know it's hard, and especially if you're getting it from thousands of people all the time. I don't think I'd ever turn on my channel again if I was getting that level of hate. And it's the entitlement as well that gets me. Because I'll ask this to you, Ken. Have you ever seen in any other section of YouTube, the creator will have something going on in their personal life and they haven't been around for a while, and you've got people literally flaming them in their comment section, and if they go live, they get attacked. If they don't go live, they get called a scammer and a faker, and they're lying about everything because obviously that's who everyone thinks you are. So how can people have this entitlement about creators that they expect them to be there all the time for their entertainment? I mean, it's part of what you sign up for YouTube, but you know, you're there to entertain. You're there because you want to make an income from it. But real life happens. Medical conditions exist. Medical conditions can get worse. But if you want to come back and you just see all these hate comments, you're going to think, well, why am I going to do that? What's the point? It's like, I hope I'm not betraying any trust with her at this moment, but, you know, the whole thing with her tooth, it's triggered off her RA, and she's in a relapse with that at the moment. And then logs on and sees all these nasty comments from people saying, you know, she shouldn't ever come back. Well, who are these people? Because most of them that say all this negative stuff, they're never around. They're never around. I don't recognise the name from being in the chats. They're not members because I can see who's a member and not who's not. But they just log on and leave all this negative comments and make posts about it. And what are they trying to do? What do they think they're going to get out of doing it? Just to push someone over the edge? And even if they did push somebody to that point that they did something, they'd still be getting the hate afterwards when they're no longer around to see it. And then it'd be, oh, we didn't realise. Put this on your profile if you understand about, you know, deleting Minecraft servers. But we didn't know. Well, look what you've been saying and doing about this person. You never know with anybody in life when your comment could literally be the comment that's going to pass them over the edge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see it. I'm a mod. I can remove comments. I can hide people on a channel and stuff. And they just populate every single little thing that she does. If you ever go and have a look, just have a look. The positive comments of people who are actually there and understand are lost in the sea most of the time by people calling her out. And they're all sat at home behind the screens with a keyboard or the phone in their hand and pizza in the other, and just scrolling and writing nasty stuff. I just don't see the point of it. I really don't. Especially at the end of the day when you could end up pushing somebody to that point. And then what? Are you going to be glad that you've done it? That you've done that to another human being? Or are you just going to be there with the prayers for them? That got a bit dark, didn't it? I just despair sometimes of how people think it's acceptable to act from the privacy of behind a keyboard or on their phone. Because no one ever truly knows what anybody is going through unless they actually have walked that path in life themselves. But there you go. I think I've waffled here for about the last 40 minutes. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. That task may as well come off, because unless somebody comes to visit me in the game, I can't do anything with it. So I'll find somewhere that's nice to with the music again. Where should we go? We'll go over to the Bell Garden because the music's usually cool in this bit. It's a bit funkier. Oh, dear me. But yeah, and I've been on my soapbox a little bit here, but you know how it is over there. And mob mentality, as you say, it's bad online. It is. It's so easy to jump on a hate train that wasn't your fish to fry. You didn't actually have a dog in the fight, but you see somebody else saying, oh, this person's horrible, they've done this, they've done that. Let's all dogpile on that person this week. But in that area of the YouTube streets, how often does it turn that the next week they're dogpiling on somebody else? Yeah. Oh, sorry, Jane. Night. Have a good night. Yeah. I lost my train of thought now. Where was I? Don't call me CC Star here. It might get back to the real one. I'll take that clip to leak. Joking. But yeah, the mob mentality is ridiculous. I mean, look how fast everything went sour between Rewind with Billy and Xylee. Yeah, dogpiling, it was. They were like the mum and dad couple of the LCU, and then obviously there was that incident at a fat camp with the dog on the table and not being full screen, and things just soured from that point. And then everyone went after her. And look what's happened in this past week. Suddenly she's gone. It's gone from that show. Because the vibe was lost. But yeah, I think you need to go and I'll be back in a minute actually. I do have a button I can press. That gives me a couple of minutes to nip off somewhere. So just give me 2 seconds and hopefully this will work. And I'm back. I'm so glad I made that little video. Right. I don't need to tell everybody where I went, but there's kind of a fine line between having enough to drink while you're streaming and talking and not having to go and do something to get rid of the liquid, shall we say. But yeah, I think that'll probably be the end of this stream because I don't think there's a great deal more I can do. There's no quest to do. I can complete today. I still haven't found a flubby. I quite like the flubbies. They're the same as the blubbies. There's flubbies and blubbies. I have lots of blubbies, but I don't have any flubbies. Ah! I've just fallen off. Can't believe I had to sing that bit myself because I was getting restrictions on my videos. I had to go party apper, yeah. So if I don't drink, I can't talk, and if I drink, I need to disappear occasionally. But yeah, I think I've wandered around aimlessly and yapped enough today. There's not much to do on the daily unless you've got quests to do. So yeah. Unless there's anything anyone else wants to talk. I think everybody's wandered off now and gone to bed or whatever, so I shall probably end this here and wish you all a good night, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. If I do. Whether my button's going to work now or I'm going to have to press it on the... No, I need to reprogram that button. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thanks for the ride, it's been so real. Pixel dreams and neon feels. Game over now, but not for long. CC plays, hit the subscribe, it's just one click away. CC plays, stay in the game, come back any day. High school's late, but the fun won't stop. Level up with every drop. Next adventure's just a play away. CC plays, hit the subscribe, it's just one click away. CC plays, stay in the game, come back any day. High school's fate, but the fun won't stop. Level up with every drop. Next adventure's just a play away. CC plays, thanks for watching. It's just fun watching. CC plays, let's keep unlocking, unlocking.